Hi there, my name's Vince from mymatevince.com, and in this video today we're going to try and fix this radio controlled helicopter. Now this is my son's helicopter and he's had it for about 1.5 years. It's been working fine. It was only one from a high street shop. I think it was, from memory, I think it was £80 reduced to £40 after Christmas, or £60 reduced to £30, something like that. Not a huge amount of money was spent on it. And to be fair, I thought it was going to be a load of rubbish. It was when his granddad was over and they bought it together with a bit of Christmas money. And he took it home and I thought it's just going to be a load of junk, just one of those big things that look massive and attractive to kids, but really it's going to be rubbish. But it actually is okay. So it hasn't got the same amount of channels as a proper helicopter. So what it will do is it will go up, down, forward and back, and it will rotate like this. It won't bank left and right. So when you look at the control here, you've got full movement here, but on this one here you can't move it left and right to do the banking, only up and down. But because of the weight of it, you can fly it when it's even a little bit windy. So it has actually had quite a lot of use and quite a lot of enjoyments being had from it as well. So it was probably the best £30 or £40 that was ever spent. Now, it hasn't been used in quite a few months, hence the reason you can see dust everywhere. And it was a nice sunny day today, so I charged it up. We took it outside. He took off, was up in the air for about, I would say, 5 seconds, and then it came to the ground and it hasn't been working ever since. So I've been messing around with it and it looks like sometimes it syncs up and sometimes it doesn't. So I thought, well, why don't I do a fix it video on it? So I've charged up the battery from here. So this lead here is how you charge the battery, and then if I plug this into here, and then if I turn it on here, and if I turn it on here, then just make sure that is on. There we go. Normally when I do this, it would then sync up, but it's not syncing up at all. So I thought, okay, well, let's do a bit of fault finding. If I keep doing it over and over again, sometimes I can get it to sync up, but it's not doing anything. So let's turn this one on first, which normally you shouldn't do, but let's turn that one on. Yeah, so you can see nothing's happening. So turn this one on first, turn that on. Yep, it's like it doesn't exist. So yeah, let's get it onto the blue mat and see if we can work out what's wrong with it. Just before we start, a quick update on the spy pen that I did. I had numerous messages on that saying that people recognised the connector, because remember I said I don't recognise this connector and I swapped it over to a micro USB. Well, it turns out that this is a common connector for cameras, and I should have known this because look what I had in my house the whole time. I've actually got the cable that fits it. Can you see there? So I didn't have to do all that work at all. I could have just used this cable to charge it and transfer the data onto my computer, because I did a fix-it video on this ages ago, and if you have a look here, it is exactly the same port as this one here. But because I'm not a cameraman, I do know a lot about my cables and stuff, but not that one there. To me, I'd never seen that one before, but obviously I have, but because I don't do any work on cameras, I didn't recognise it. But anyway, that's the great thing about the comments, you see. So now you know that if you see that connector in the future, it's just a camera connector. Right, let's get set up on this one here now. So I think first things first, the battery is showing full. So for example, if I plug this in here, let's drag this over here a second. So if I plug this in here and put this into here, if you have a look here, see it's green, which basically means it is charged up. So it is showing as full, but because it's using a different cable, let's see if there's actually voltage coming out of the battery. Oh, hold on a minute, lights came on there. Lights came on there for a second. Right, so which side is going off to the battery? I'll tell you what, let's take this off here. So it's had an accident in the past and this thing's broken here. Let's just take this off. It's really hard. So this is like toy grade, not hobby grade, so it's not kind of made to be repaired. I think you'd struggle to get spares for this now. Right, so there's a little light in the front, so let's just disconnect that. So now what do we have here? That's just a little connector because it has lights. You have an option from memory with this one here. There's two buttons. One makes it more kind of aggressive, so makes it fly forward, more lean in, and it turns quicker and stuff. So it's kind of like a beginner's mode and a professional mode. And the other one turns the lights on and off. There's a little light at the front here, and there's a little light underneath here as well, just at the back here. Right, so we have got the battery down at the bottom here, this is a 7.4 volt battery, it says. And it looks like, oh, that connector goes to there. So where does the oh, so this is the battery connector here. So if I plug my lead into here, it should we should get 7.4 volts because it has been charged up. So let's measure that now. I'm just going to go to DC. There you go, 8.3. So you can see that's fully charged up. So 7.4, but fully charged is 8.3. So I'm just going to wiggle these wires around, make sure there's not a bad connection there. Hold on. Right, 8.3. Let's give it a wiggle. No. So we're definitely sure that the battery is okay. So when we plug it into here, what happens now? Okay, so it goes up to this solder connector here. So let's pull this wire through. And it goes up to this point here. Let's try to zoom in a bit. This is hard to film because there's so much in the way. Oh, there we go. So now, let's see if we got continuity. Well, I'll tell you what, let's plug it in and see if we got 8.3 volts here. Good thing about, look, it's going on now. Hold on. Oh, now it's, I wonder if it's a bad connection. Let's measure here now, give it a wiggle and see if it comes back. Good thing about it, 100% nobody's been in this. This is the first time because this is owned by me. So now let's see. So the light's flashing right now. And we got 8.3. So let's do it. Right now, hold on. I think it's a bad connection. Maybe before the crashes that it's had. It's weird though that, there we go. Now let's see if we've got anything. No. There we go. So it must be a bad connection on this here. So let's unplug this and see if we can work out where it is. Just going to put my meter on continuity. I don't think this is going to be an awkward fix. Right, so that's working there. Let's go on the other one. That's working there. So let's see now if we give it a wiggle. Right, that seems pretty consistent. Now let's go onto the black wire. Well, that also seems pretty consistent, doesn't it? Oh, there we go, it's gone. No, it hasn't, that was me. Right, let's plug this back in. I'm going to turn it off here. Let's plug it back in now. Back onto voltage. Right, now it's measuring. Let me turn it on and see if it jumps up. No, so it's not measuring anything now. That should be measuring there at all times anyway, on or off, because it's just straight from the battery. So which side? Where's the bad connection? Well, I think what I'm going to have to do, because it's so hit and miss, I think I'm going to have to unsolder it, and then I can wiggle the wires about from both sides, because it's quite hard at the moment to wiggle it around. Obviously there's a bad connection somewhere, and I don't know where that is. Because these are pretty thick wires. Yeah, let's unsolder it here. So it's all been labelled up here. The red has got a positive next to it and the black lead's got negative, so that's good. Let's try and melt this solder off. I'm keeping the solder iron away from the battery here. Right, that's not doing much, so I'm going to add some leaded solder to it. Okay, so that's off now. And do the same with the other one. There we go, and now I've just got to clean up these. Right, you can see two nice holes there now. Right, let's find out what is going on with this lead. See if we can work it out. So I'm pretty confident that the fault is on here. Let me just get my blue mat. So I'm just going to put it across both of them because I don't really care as long as it's making a contact with the one that I'm messing around with. So now that's on there, good. Let's see if we can work out which one is bad. All seems okay. Excellent, it's the black one. Let's just make sure I'm definitely on that black one there. Which I am. Definitely nothing on the black one. There. Right, so where would the black one have gone? Wonder is there any way I can take this apart without ruining it? So it's going to be crimped in there. I don't think it's gone there. Let me try and pull this wire from here just in case it will come through. I don't think it will, but if I can pull it through it will tell me where the break is. No, that's not going to come through, it's too much of too long. I think the break's going to be around here somewhere, or even possibly in here. Really I need two people. One to kind of hold it all together here. Then one to wiggle it in the middle. Well, I don't fancy my chances of getting that pin out there, because I think it's going to be one of those ones that has like the little hook attached to it, and when you put it through it locks it into place. So I think if I mess with that there, I'm going to struggle. I think what we'll do is I can see a kink in the black wire here. I think I'm going to strip it back a little bit here, see if I can see what's going on. And then I can just put like a heat shrink over it. Actually, this all looks fine, doesn't it? Oh, now did that break there from me? Hold on now. Let's cut that little solder bit off at the end. This looks perfect. That looks perfect there, doesn't it? Right, well, what is going on? Oh, could it just be that? Have a look there, let me zoom right in. I can see a bit of tarnish on that connector. There you go, can you see that black thing there? I wonder whether it's just got a little bit burnt. But saying that, no, I mean, it was well, it was when I wiggled it, it started to work, didn't it? But saying it could just be the fact that this was moving ever so slightly when I was moving the wire. Let's see if that moves. Yeah, it could have been that, couldn't it? But it doesn't seem to be. There doesn't seem to be a break in the wire. That's rock solid. I wonder whether it was all just a bit of staining on there. Let's give that a scrape. Right, that looks nice and clean now, so I think the problem was just to do with the connection there. And the reason it worked when I wiggled it, it was probably just moving a pin ever so slightly away from it and onto it, you know, onto the plastic and then off the plastic. So even now it's doing it. Hold on. But I think that is just the connection. Yeah, look, see? It's just moving this pin away from it. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some heat shrink and I'm going to put it onto here because I won't be able to get this back on now. Apologies, I thought I was filming there, so I've soldered up the red wire, now I've just got to solder up the black wire. I'm just going to give it a quick wipe with IP8. Now, just in case it has been used, for example, in wet grass or something like that, I am actually going to get some deoxit now, and I'm going to put it onto the pins here, and more importantly, I'm actually going to put it on the pins in here because there could be corrosion in here because it doesn't look that great. So let me get that now. And also I'm just going to quickly clean in here as well. Right, so this is what I'm using. And I'm just going to put a little bit on the pin here and here and there. And I'm just going to keep working it in and out. Right, let's see now if we have 8 volts at these top connectors. So we should have 8 point something. Yeah, there you go, 8.3. Now let me give that a wiggle around. Yeah, there you go. Still got 8.3. That's me coming off here. It's hard because the board's flexing away from me. 8.3. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Right, let's give this a quick clean up because it's a bit dusty, and let's take this for a quick fly. It's gone dark now in the UK, but we'll whack the lights on and see if we can see anything. So I'm going to connect up the light again. And feed this cable back through where it was originally. Right, let's see if it's going to sync up now. So plug that in there, turn on this, and turn on this. Excellent. There we go, it's synced up. Whoa. Right, okay, let's now take it outside and see this beauty fly. Right, so I've got all the lights on outside, so hopefully you will see something. So we're going to turn it on here, turn it on here. You can see that I've got the lights on the helicopter. Let's sync it up. There we go. Now I'm just going to hand the controls over to my son. Got to admit, it looks pretty good for 30 or 40 pounds. How much was this, Ben? 40. 40, yeah. I like it with the lights, and you can turn the lights on and off on the remote control. So tap that little button then, turn the lights off. There you go, and now put them back on again. That's pretty cool. And now my mate Vince is just going to have a quick go. It's a shame you can't bank with it, but the good thing is, because it's heavy, it's not so affected by a little bit of breeze. Well, I suppose we better end the video there. So a nice little successful fix, something very simple actually. Just a bad connection, I shouldn't have messed with that wire at all, but still the end result is that it's working. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe for more. Whoa! Crash landing. For more trying to fix videos. Just make sure it's still working, otherwise it'll be a revisit. Yeah, there we go. Right, I hope you're all staying well and staying safe, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow or the next day. Take care. Bye now.